Hello everyone, my name is Jimmy and welcome to The Last Lap, where we give you guys everything you need to know about NASCAR, whether it's news, reviews, previews, predictions, everything you need to know about NASCAR. We have it right here for you guys. We upload every Monday and Friday. Friday's more of our predictions video, and then Monday is more of our review video. But even if don't like NASCAR that much, but you want to learn more about it, we try to give more basic terms for things as well and explain everything the best we can. So for those of you who might not know much about it, that want to know more, we can help you guys understand. So we upload every Monday and Friday, like I said, and you can catch us on Instagram and Twitter at The Last Lap News. In between videos, we post stuff up on there pretty much every day throughout the week, whether it's videos from past races and all kinds of stuff. So you can check us out there as well. And today we're going to be talking about all kinds of news that came out in the past few weeks, because there was an off week and we couldn't get a video out last week to talk about it. So we're going to talk about some news that's happened over the past few weeks, and we're going to preview Richmond coming up this weekend for the Trucks and the Cup Series. So I got my friend and co-host Matthew on the show as always. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. It's been it's gonna be a busy next couple weeks for me because of college stuff. It's getting stressful, but it's always nice to take a little bit of time off to be on the show as always.
Yep, so I think I have about 4 weeks left of class. I don't know about you, but we're wrapping up the semester, and then we're going to hop into the summer, and summer's going to be cranking up with all types of stuff NASCAR related too. So don't you worry, we'll be right here all the way through the year, providing you all kinds of NASCAR content. This weekend is Richmond, and both of us have been there quite a few times, but I know my family is season ticket holders. I don't think you're not season ticket holders anymore, right, at Richmond?
We used to back in the day. We used to go to all the Richmond races, but lately it's just been Martinsville we've been going to.
Yeah, so we've been to Richmond a lot. We've been together a few times, and we've met a lot of drivers, and we made an Instagram post earlier today, aka Thursday, showing some videos and pictures of drivers we've met and all that kind of stuff. So, well, real quick, Matthew, what's your favorite Richmond memory?
Well, of course, my favorite moment, it has to be when I met my favorite driver, Kyle Busch, there when I was 14 years old. It was it was 2014 spring race. That was the one that Joe Logano won. Kyle Busch was actually doing this, I guess, fan meet and greet thing with a couple other drivers like Kurt Busch, Denny Hamlin was there, Danica Patrick was there, and Kyle Busch was there. And that was a special moment to me, getting his autograph and getting the picture with him. It was one of the best days of my life for sure. It's my favorite driver, so it was definitely a special moment for me, and that's always the memory that's gonna last for me at Richmond. But my first ever time I was Richmond was also my first ever race in 2008. That's also a special moment. Well, not so special for junior fans, as we all know what happened in that race in 2008.
Bend around in front for Junior. Busch is there. They make contact. Junior goes around. Busch collects Junior. Junior pounds the outside wall.
Yeah, don't remember much about that night, but I think I needed security that night.
Yeah, that was the race that unfortunately made Kyle Busch the most hated driver for quite a while. But you've met him twice at Richmond, right? At least you and I met him once at Richmond together, and then the time in 2014. So you've met him twice, right?
Yeah, I met him twice at Richmond. I've met him like maybe 3 times. Well, I met him once at Martinsville, which that was the best Kyle Busch moment I've ever had with him. But that's a story for another time. And also a couple times at Charlotte. So I've met him quite a few times and gotten his autograph a few times.
Yeah, I'd say my favorite Richmond moment is the same thing for you, but with my favorite driver. Actually, both of my favorite drivers. So I was able to meet Jeff Burton twice at Richmond. There was a meet and greet thing, kind of like what you did. I don't remember, that might have been 2014 maybe, and then in 2015 his final race at Richmond, my dad and I got cold passes for free, and we went in to the pits in the garage and everything, and we saw them pushing his car out, and I saw him, and I was like, oh no, I need to go. So I like ran and stuck out a hat for him to sign and everything. So that was really cool. I got one Jeff Gordon diecast and Chase diecast signed up there somewhere. But yeah, that's definitely my favorite moment. But I've met all kinds of drivers at Richmond too, like Kyle Busch and several others. So, and then my favorite racing memory, I don't really know. I would say it was one of the 2014 races where it was like Brad Keselowski and Jeff Gordon, Joey Logano, and Matt Kenseth. I think it was those four, and they were battling it out like crazy over the past final like 15-20 laps. So as far as racing memory, that's probably my favorite. Sorry about that, guys. My dog made an appearance on the show for 2 seconds, and you could hear her barking. But now we're going to move on with the show, and we're going to talk about some news that happened throughout the past 2 weeks. So the first thing that happened was there were 2 test sessions over the off week, which was about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. There was one at Martinsville, and there was one at Darlington. The one at Martinsville was for rain tires. It was a Goodyear tire test for rain tires that could be used at ovals, and that's why they tested it at Martinsville, because they would likely be used at short tracks like Martinsville, Richmond, New Hampshire, Phoenix, and tracks like that, mile and under tracks. So that was exciting to hear. A lot of fans were complaining and wondering why they didn't use them at Martinsville that following weekend, because it rained there, but NASCAR and Goodyear, they're not going to have enough time to produce that many tires for teams in that short of a time span. So unfortunately they weren't made in time, or couldn't be made in time, but hopefully later this year, if there's rain at one of those tracks, that they'll be able to do that. And the other test at Darlington was for the next gen car, and Tyler Reddick was the driver who drove that. And actually he got in the wall a little bit towards the end of the run, and they posted a picture on Instagram of the right side of the car, not destroyed, but there's obviously like a Darlington stripe and a few scuffs on the right side of the car. So I thought that was funny. And also regarding the next gen car, Chevy, Ford, and Toyota will reveal their cars on May 5th. So the car that everybody's been testing has just been like a generic car that was provided by NASCAR, but each manufacturer will reveal their car on May 5th. So we are very excited to see those and how they're going to look. And there's going to be a news media session and everything. Well, they will explain all types of things regarding the car. So Matthew, do you have any thoughts about the rain test or the next gen test at Darlington, or the next gen car being revealed in a couple weeks?
Well, as for the 2 tests, the tire tests, good sign. I think we're going to need those because all these rain delays have been going on the past 2 weeks. So it's good to see they're trying. I mean, it's no wonder you're seeing a lot more road courses on the schedule, and even more short tracks with the possibility of National Fairgrounds in the future. Auto Club turning that track into a short track. And it's because they're getting tired of all these rain delays and taking so much time to dry the track off. So I see why they do this rain tire test. And so far what I heard, it looked like it went well. I haven't heard much after that, but it looks like it went well. So hopefully we'll see those in the future. As for the next gen test, it's nice to see, well, you hate to see a car like that get damaged, but it's good to see what kind of damage it takes. From what I could tell, it looks like he didn't make too much contact with it. But I'm curious to see how durable these bodies are. These are supposed to be the Xfinity Series bodies, which are really good if you just tap the wall a little bit. So I can't wait to see if that'll make a difference in the speed a little bit. And can't wait for the next gen reveal. At first I thought Toyota was going to put the Supra out, but then I saw Toyota confirming that it is going to be a Camry again, which I was a little disappointed because I wanted the Supra in the Cup Series.
Is that a Supra?
But I can't wait to see all 3 of the next gen cars May 5th.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting to see what they look like and what kind of announcements NASCAR makes. I know there's a few already things that NASCAR's addressed, like there'll be one lug nut on the car on each tire instead of 5 and all of that. So it'll be interesting to see NASCAR address those situations regarding the next gen car moving forward. And now we're going to talk about a different subject, and you kind of brought it up a tiny bit, but Nashville Fairgrounds is trying to make a return into the Cup Series. They raced there a long time ago back in the Winston Cup Series, which was quite a long time ago, before Matthew and I were even born for the most part, and even a little bit into the 2000s, but most of it was before we were even born. And it's an old short track that they're trying to refurbish and bring back. And Bristol Motor Speedway, they had like a pitch meeting with NASCAR earlier this week, and there's going to be more meetings down the road and with different boards and everything to try and hopefully get that track back on the schedule. I don't think they were talking about next year. I think they were talking about 2023 possibly for when that track could return to the schedule. I'm not 100% sure. There's not too much information about it just yet, but Matthew, do you have any brief thoughts about Nashville Fairgrounds possibly making a return?
Well, I know it's been a fan favorite for a while, and everybody's been wanting that, along with North Wilkesboro, even though I don't see that track really coming back. But as for Nashville, it's great to see they're trying to bring it back to the schedule. Another track I want to see back on the schedule with it is Rockingham, too, because I personally like that track. But we'll see for that one, too. But, yeah, it's great to see. I did watch a video earlier from the Iceberg, which is one of the popular NASCAR channels. Shout out to him. They were talking about, this one obstacle they're going to get by is all those, I'm sorry, I got to say it, all those Karens, quote, quote, complaining about noise and all that. I'm like, well, I hate to break it to you, it's your fault that you moved right next to a racetrack. It's your fault. It's been there since over a century, basically. So don't listen to them. Bring the track back. Who cares? They can move out. It's not their problem. But I know a lot of people who can take those homes and watch the race in there. I know a lot of people that want to do that. But yeah, I can't wait for the Nashville Fairgrounds. Hopefully they come back. I don't want to get too ahead. You never know. It could get canceled, or they could go through with it. So we'll just have to hope and pray that they bring this racetrack back.
Yeah, I'm excited as well. Hopefully they can bring that track back. And another track, like you said, is Rockingham, that hopefully they can talk about bringing back. I haven't heard any rumors about that, unfortunately, but that's another track that could come back. And Milwaukee, the Milwaukee Mile, I think, was another good one. They ran some Xfinity and truck races there before, so hopefully they can bring that track back. I'm a big fan of short tracks, not just because of the wet weather, but just because the action's a lot better and all of that. So it's a good thing to see some of these old tracks trying to creep their way back into the circuit, and hopefully we can see them on the schedule soon. So another piece of news we're going to cover really quick is that there was an announcement made that there will be extra people out in the garage areas at Darlington, and that's going to be mostly for people that are associated with sponsors and guests of those people with sponsors. They'll be allowed at Darlington in the garage area. Obviously, fans have been allowed back in the stands for a while, but nobody's really been allowed in the garage area except for crew members, so I think it's a good sign for that. The only thing is they have to be vaccinated in order to get in there, and I've seen interviews that people have done with drivers, and most of them seem comfortable with it, so that's a good sign. Matthew, I don't know if you have any brief thoughts about that or not, but I think it's just a brief thought is that it's a good thing that more people are going to be allowed at the track and inside the track during the weekend.
Well, it's definitely good to see. All the drivers, they're like, go ahead, just bring it back in. They've been wanting this. The big part that I really like about it is the sponsors, the people that represent the sponsors or that are coming in. Because they're the ones that are paying all the bills for all them cars and the teams. So I think it's really important that they get in as soon as possible. Because, they're the ones paying all the bills for these teams, especially for the smaller teams with not a lot of funding. So it's definitely good for them. So I like the move. And I like we're seeing more expansion of more people coming in. Everybody's been waiting to see that. Everybody's loving seeing that, including me. So I'm happy to see that they're letting more people in to the VIP areas, quote quote.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to get in the garage area one time, and that was via free cold passes, so that was awesome, and hopefully I could do that again someday or get hot passes or whatever. But yeah, it's great to see that people from the sponsors will be able to go in there, because they're important people to the sport and to these teams, and it's good that they'll be able to get in there and not be hands-on, but be able to be up and close and see what's going on throughout the weekend at Darlington. And just to, I don't know if everybody knows this or not, but the Darlington race, the first one will be the throwback weekend, and then the Southern 500 will be the one in the playoff race, because teams want sponsors want their normal paint scheme to be run in the playoffs, since that's a bigger moment for them, and they want their recognizable car out there. So I think that's personally a good move, just because so they don't have conflicting views between sponsors and teams and all of that. But anyways, so one more quick announcement, and that's going to be that Harrison Burton, driver in the Xfinity Series for Joe Gibbs Racing, he will be getting a Cup start at Talladega. It'll be his first start. Personally, I find that I don't know why they chose Talladega as the first race, honestly, because Talladega is kind of a Hail Mary, and you get wrecked out on the first lap or the final lap, and your day basically be over. But I do think it's good that he'll be able to get a Cup Series start. I don't know if there'll be more throughout the season, but I think it's good for him to get that first start. It'll be with the number 96 car and Gaunt Brothers Racing. I'm not sure if that's a sign of him being in the Cup Series next year or not. Personally, in my opinion, I think he should stay in the Xfinity Series until he gets a really good ride, because take a look at Justin Allgaier in the Xfinity Series. He's in JRM Equipment, Junior Motorsports, and he's contending to win races in championships. While he was in the Cup Series in the 51 car, he was not running well at all in the Cup Series. So personally, I would think that Harrison Burton should stay in Xfinity until a better ride becomes available, but that's just my opinion. So Matthew, what do you have to say about this reaction to Harrison Burton getting a Cup ride for one race?
Well, it's definitely great to see. I'm glad they chose a super speedway, because anybody can win in that race. We all know Trevor Bayne, second start, won the Daytona 500. Anybody can win that race. So I think they chose a great track for it, in my opinion. Yeah, this could be a sign that he'll be in the Cup Series in the future. He could be in a Gibbs car, whether Truex or Hamlin retires one day. I'm not saying next season, but in the future. Or he could be in that second 2311 car that everybody's been spreading rumors about. So we'll see what his future plans are. But for now, it's great to get his feet wet with that first Cup start.
All right, so now that we've gotten all the news out of the way, sorry that was a lot of news for you guys. That was 4 big announcements, but in the past 2 weeks, we had to address it all in the video. So now that we got that out of the way, we're going to transition into our predictions for this week at Richmond Raceway. Both of our, I guess, quote-unquote, home tracks, if you'll call it that. But anyways, Matthew, since you, quote-unquote, won last week and you were up 3-1 in the fantasy points, do you want to have your truck pick first or your Cup picks first? Which one will you want to choose first from?
I'll do Cup picks first.
Alright, so I'll go ahead and make my truck pick then. And so for those of you who don't know, Kyle Busch is back, so that's going to be my pick for the truck series. So who's your pick going to be?
I knew you were going to pick him. That's why I chose Cup Series. I decided to be nice to you. It's a tough choice, because this is only the second time the Truck Series have been in Richmond in over a long time. So it's kind of really hard to pick besides Kyle Busch. But that's a tough choice. I'm gonna go ahead and say John Hunter Nemechek, because he's already looking like the best regular truck series driver right now. He's been really consistent with the races that have been happening so far, except for the last race. But yeah, I see John Hunter Nemechek winning this race and being the boss man again.
Yeah, that's a good pick. If you chose to pick trucks first and you pick Kyle, I think Ben Rhodes and Grant Enfinger are two really good picks because the Fords have been really good at the short tracks in the Cup Series and the Truck Series. I believe Grant Enfinger won the race last year in trucks, and even though he's part-time, he's still running in that Thor Sport truck, so I think he would be a good pick. And Ben Rhodes as well, he's a teammate of Grant Enfinger, so I would look for the Fords to do well this weekend as well in the Truck Series. But now it's time to hop into our Cup picks, and since you're going first, you can go ahead. But I've got multiple drivers down this time, so you're not going to stump me, and I'm not going to look dumb like last time. But go ahead.
Alright, my picks for the Cup Series of Richmond. My main pick is going to be Denny Hamlin. And Denny Hamlin has always been good at the hometown track in Richmond. So I got Denny Hamlin. My threat pick is going to be Kyle Busch. He, 6-time winner at Richmond. 6 times, including 4 in a row at one point. And 5 of those 6 wins have come in the spring Richmond race. So my third pick is going to be Kyle Busch for a reason. As for my sleeper pick, I'm going to go with Brad Keselowski. Keselowski has always been good at Richmond, and so is his teammate Joe Logano, but I got Keselowski as my sleeper.
Man, Brad Keselowski is not a sleeper. Didn't he sweep the Richmond races last year? I know he won the fall one. Did he win the spring?
He didn't sweep. There was no spring Richmond race last year. There was only a fall one.
Oh, well, Brad Keselowski's not a sleeper, but oh well, whatever. I'll let you.
I'm not calling him a sleeper. I just chose him as my third pick.
Whatever. All right. Well, for me, you obviously stole some of my picks, but I have some backups, thankfully. So my first pick is going to be Martin Truex Jr. He's been very good at Richmond. He swept the races there in 2019, and he's been really good at short tracks. He won last week in Martinsville. I think he's got the momentum. So Martin Truex Jr. will be my main pick. My second pick, my threat pick, is going to be Joey Logano, who is Brad Keselowski's teammate, because both of the Fords have been very good at Richmond from Penske. Ryan Blaney, he could probably be in there too. I haven't seen too much out of him at Richmond though, so Joey Logano will be my threat pick, and then my aka sleeper pick or third pick is going to be Kyle Larson, because short tracks usually weren't the best for him. He does have a win at Richmond back in 2017, I believe it was 16 or 17.
Yeah,
fall race.
I was there for that one.
Yep. So he does have a win at Richmond, and with Hendrick Motorsports, he ran very well at Martinsville last week, where that's like his average finish was like 20-something, I think, before Hendrick Motorsports this year. So in Hendrick Motorsports equipment, I think Kyle Larson could be a factor this week. So Kyle Larson will be my third pick. Yeah, what do you guys say about those 3 picks? I think they're solid, but I don't think they're as good as yours, because you have Kyle, Denny, and Brad. But I don't know. We'll see. All right. So I believe that's all for this video. We wrapped up all kinds of news for you guys, and we gave our picks for this weekend at Richmond. So let us know down in the comment section down below who your picks are for this week at Richmond. I think all 6 of our picks are very good, and if we don't get one right this week, then something's wrong, because 4 out of 6 of those drivers have won a bunch of races there. And yeah, but yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for this video, guys. We hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you check us out on Instagram and you subscribe and all of that good stuff, and we will see you guys in the next video.